Hi, uh, in today's session we will talk about rewriter. We will learn how rewriting is important in case of Access Manager, and we will take an example for that, and it will be a very basic creation of a rewriting profile, and we will see how the default rewriter profile works in Access Gateway. So for to start with that, we will check the admin console first. Let's log into admin console, and okay, so in admin console you can see I have Access Gateway, and in the Access Gateway I have configured a reverse proxy, and the reverse proxy I have configured a proxy service list. In this proxy service list there is a section called HTML rewriting. So you can see that this in HTML rewriting there is something called default. So in the previous session we have not created this default. Whenever you create any proxy service, this default will be created. What this default does, this is basically a default rewriter profile which is responsible for the, you can say, a name conversion or a host name conversion from proxy to web server. uh, I will take an example, then it will be uh, good to understand this concept. uh, Here you can see that my web server is 151.55 to 49.80. So let me go to the web server, and I will access this page. So here you can see that there is a page on the web server. If you see the source of the web page, you can see here that it's a very small HTML page with title Micro Focus Bangalore Office, and here you can see there is a link. Micro Focus Provo Office, Micro Focus Provo Office, and this link, we the address of this link is basically the same web server and the same folder, and it is opening the file phinfo.php. So if I go and click here, you can see it opens up PHP file, and this PHP file lists down all the headers, all the request header passed. Now here you can see that this link is basically pointing to itself. Now suppose if you will use Access Gateway to access this particular web page, so what will happen, that on the browser you will get this information: http 155.214.180 session php info.php. And if you click the information, if you click this link on the browser, it will take you to this web server. But if we are protecting a web server, it means that all the requests should go through web server. All the requests should go through the Access Gateway. So for that we must convert this host name 155, 150, 151, 155, 214, 180 to the published DNS name of my proxy service. So now let's see that how it works if I access it using my published DNS name proxy service what I have created. So it went to IDP for authentication, and I will use the same user session user1 novel and login. Now this time I have accessed this rewriter.html through Access Gateway. So if you see the source, you can see that IP address is converted to msync to a lab.navel.com. this job is done by the default rewriter profile. So converting IP address to publish DNS name of access gateway, this is done by this default rewriting profile. Okay, now this is one of the example. Other than that, rewriter profile does lot of things. We can go through the documentation to understand. You can use the rewriter to rewrite the HTTP request header and response header. Other than that, uh, I'll take one example. If you see, this is uh, Microsoft Provo Office. So when you access this, you can see it says that Microsoft Provo Office. What if I want to change this thing to Microsoft Ireland Office? So what should I do for that? So the answer is you have to create a rewriting profile. So how to create the rewriting profile? You need to go to the proxy service and click here on this default. You will reach here, and here under HTML rewriter profile list, click new. Let's give the name Micro Focus, and I'm making a character profile. Here if you see there are a lot of different fields, but our main concern is to create a rewriter profile which will read which will read this string Micro Focus Provo Office and convert it into Micro Focus Ireland Office. So for this we have to go to the additional string to replace and write, copy this, okay. So this is a simple character profile which will read character by character and do a replacement. Basically the rewriter has two kind of profile. One is word profile and character profile. For more details we can go through the documentation to understand it. Now, as I have configured, you can see now there are two profiles here. Let's go and update the access gateway. Okay, so here I have updated the access gateway. Let me close this and I'll open a new fresh browser and access the same protector resource again. Yes, here you go. So here you can see that Microsoft Provo Office is now changed to Microsoft Ireland Office. So these are the two very basic example of rewriter. For more detailed information, you need to go through the documentation and read about it. Thanks.